Spain is a country with such an incredible military history, and so I'm interested to see how they have evolved into a modern military powerhouse. Let's check out this video, guys.
From empire to silence. Once, Spain was more than just a country. It was the world's first global superpower. In the 16th century, Spanish tercios, formations of pikemen and musketeers, dominated Europe's battlefields. The Spanish galleons carried silver from the Americas, troops to the Philippines, and missionaries to Africa. Spanish kings ruled over lands so vast that the famous phrase was coined, "The sun never sets on the Spanish Empire." But empires rise and empires fall. By the 19th century, Spain had been eclipsed by Britain and France. The Napoleonic Wars weakened its grip on colonies. Latin America broke free. By 1898, after the Spanish-American War, Spain lost its last major colonies, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. From superpower to secondary power, Spain's decline was complete. The 20th century brought civil war, dictatorship, and isolation. Franco's Spain was authoritarian, inward-looking, and excluded from NATO. Its military stagnated, reliant on outdated equipment and doctrine from the past. Spain became the quiet corner of Europe, a place where history lived in ruins, not in strategy. And yet, hidden beneath this silence was potential. The geography was still powerful. Iberia controlled access to the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. The people were still resilient, a proud military tradition waiting for renewal. When Franco died in 1975 and democracy returned, Spain faced a question. Would it remain a backwater, or would it reclaim a place among Europe's military powers? History's answer is now unfolding. Spain chose revival. NATO and the rebirth. 1982 was a turning point. Spain joined NATO. This wasn't just a military alliance, it was a rebirth. For decades, Spain had been on the sidelines. Now it was part of the West's collective defense. But NATO membership came with obligations. Spain had to professionalize, modernize, and contribute. The transformation began. First, conscription gave way to a professional volunteer army. No longer a reluctant mass of draftees, Spain's soldiers became career professionals, disciplined, trained to NATO standards, and motivated by pride. Second,
Wow, that was a major shift. A professional military usually means better training, higher readiness, and even more specialized skills. And now this makes me curious. If you're from Spain, do you think Spain joining NATO was a major turning? Do you think joining NATO was the turning point that transformed Spain's military, or do you think there were other factors that even mattered more? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. But so far, this video feels less like a military documentary and feels more like a story of a nation rebuilding its identity. So I'm really interested. I want to see what more investments Spain made after joining NATO. So you guys, let's continue watching.
Spain embraced modern procurement. It invested in Leopard 2 tanks, Eurofighter Typhoons, and Aegis-equipped frigates. Each purchase wasn't just hardware, it was integration. Spanish forces had to be able to fight seamlessly alongside Americans, Germans, and Brits. Third, Spain embraced international missions. No longer just guarding Iberia, Spanish troops deployed to Bosnia, Kosovo, and later Afghanistan. Spanish frigates sailed with NATO patrols, Spanish jets flew in Baltic air policing missions, and Spanish engineers rebuilt roads in Iraq. Through these deployments, Spain built credibility. The world began to see Spain not as a relic of empire, but as a reliable contributor to modern security. And with each deployment, the Spanish military gained something priceless: experience. Soldiers learned counterinsurgency in Afghanistan, peacekeeping in the Balkans, and counter-piracy off Somalia. By the 2000s, Spain's forces were no longer junior partners. They were veterans of the same wars as America and Britain. The rebirth wasn't flashy. It didn't dominate headlines. But slowly, quietly, Spain was rejoining the ranks of serious powers. The tools of modern power. If Spain's entry into NATO in 1982 was its rebirth, then the modern Spanish armed forces are the result of 4 decades of patient reconstruction, modernization, and adaptation. Today, Spain may not field the largest military in Europe, but its tools of power are sharpened, flexible, and, most importantly, designed to project influence beyond Iberia's borders. Land forces, a professional, mobile army. Spain's Ejército de Tierra army underwent perhaps the most dramatic transformation of all branches. From a conscript-heavy defensive force in the 1970s, it has become a professional expeditionary army trained to fight alongside NATO. Heavy armor. At the heart of Spain's land power are its Leopard 2E main battle tanks, a Spanish-modified version of Germany's Leopard 2A6. These tanks form the armored spearhead, combining firepower, armor, and mobility. Alongside them are modernized Leopard 2A4S, ensuring depth and redundancy. Infantry fighting vehicles. Supporting the Leopards are Ascod/Pizarro IFVs, designed jointly by Spain and Austria. These tracked vehicles give mechanized brigades mobility, protection, and firepower, allowing them to keep pace with tanks across Europe's varied terrain. Specialized brigades. Spain's army is divided into a mix of mechanized, light infantry, and mountain units. The elite Brigada de Cazadores de Montaña Aragon, trained specifically for combat in the Pyrenees, crucial terrain if Spain ever faces conflict in northern Europe. Meanwhile, paratrooper and marine brigades are trained for rapid deployment, both within Iberia and abroad. Special operations. The jewel of the Spanish army is the Mando de Operaciones Especiales, MOE, headquartered in Alicante. Often compared to the U.S. Green Berets, these operators specialize in counterterrorism, deep reconnaissance, and surgical strikes. They have deployed everywhere from Afghanistan to Mali, giving Spain disproportionate capability in high-value missions. But Spain's army isn't designed for large-scale invasion. Its doctrine emphasizes mobility, rapid deployment, and multinational integration. The goal is to reinforce allies, stabilize regions, and protect Spanish interests abroad. Naval forces, the silent pride of Spain. If the army reflects Spain's modernization, the Armada Española, Navy, reflects its ambition. Spain's Navy is not only one of the most capable in Europe, but also a global export brand, thanks to its world-class shipbuilding industry. Frigates with Aegis. The Álvaro de Bazán-class frigates, F-100, are Spain's pride. Equipped with the US-made Aegis combat system, these ships can track hundreds of targets and coordinate air defense for entire fleets. Few navies outside the US field such systems, giving Spain outsized naval credibility. Future frigates. The next-generation F-110 class frigates, under construction by Navantia, will enhance anti-submarine warfare and electronic warfare capabilities. They represent Spain's push to stay at the technological frontier of naval warfare. Juan Carlos I, the flagship. Spain's most iconic vessel is the Juan Carlos I amphibious assault ship. Part aircraft carrier, part amphibious assault ship, it can launch helicopters, marines, and Stavel aircraft like the Harrier II. It also acts as a humanitarian platform in disasters. Few European nations have ships with this level of flexibility. Marine Corps. Spain's Infanteria de Marina is the oldest marine corps in the world, dating back to 1537. Today it provides Spain with amphibious assault capabilities, trained for beach landings, urban combat, and rapid intervention. Submarines. The S-80+ class represents a milestone, Spain's first domestically designed submarines. Equipped with air independent.
So far, one thing that stands out to me is that Spain's transformation did not just happen overnight. It seems like they took a long-term approach, like modernizing their equipment, investing in their people, gaining experience through international missions. So I'm really interested. I want to see what the rest of the video says about where Spain stands today. So let's continue, guys.
In propulsion AIP, they can remain submerged longer, making them stealthier hunters in the Mediterranean. Global reach. Spain's navy is not just for Iberian defense. It routinely deploys to the Indian Ocean for anti-piracy, to the Gulf of Guinea for maritime security, and to the Caribbean for humanitarian missions. The Spanish Navy is more than a fighting force. It is a symbol of Spain's blue water ambitions, ensuring Madrid has a voice in global maritime affairs. Air Forces, guardians of the skies. The Ejército del Aire y del Espacio Air and Space Force is Spain's shield and its spear. Eurofighter Typhoon. Spain operates over 70 Eurofighter Typhoons, providing air superiority, interception, and precision strike capabilities. These jets patrol Spanish skies, but also deploy to NATO's Baltic air policing, showcasing Spain's reliability to allies. F/A-18 Hornets. Though aging, Spain's Hornets remain valuable, especially for naval aviation. They are often deployed aboard the Juan Carlos I for carrier operations. Strategic airlift. The Airbus A400M Atlas, built in part in Spain, gives the Air Force heavy lift capacity. It can move tanks, supplies, or troops to Africa or the Middle East quickly, a critical enabler for Spain's expeditionary doctrine. Aerial refueling and ISR. Spain operates Boeing 707 tankers, being replaced by A330 MRTTs, and surveillance aircraft, extending its range and enhancing situational awareness. Space Command. Recently, Spain created its own Air and Space Command, recognizing that satellites and orbital assets are now part of national defense. This puts Spain in the vanguard of European nations acknowledging the importance of the space domain. Future plans include participation in the FCS Future Combat Air System, a Franco-German-Spanish program to build a sixth-generation fighter. If realized, this will place Spain at the heart of Europe's most advanced aerospace project. Cyber, drones, and the future of war. Spain is also adapting to the new domains of war. Cyber defense. Spain has created a dedicated joint cyber defense command, tasked with protecting government networks, countering foreign interference, and developing offensive cyber capabilities. Drones and UAVs. Spain is investing in armed drones like the MQ-9 Reaper and developing domestic UAV programs. The integration of drones into land brigades, naval ships, and air patrols is a key modernization focus. Electronic warfare and EW aircraft. With NATO, Spain trains to jam, spoof, and blind enemy radars. Its air bases are upgrading to incorporate EW pods and integrated systems. These tools ensure Spain is not just fighting today's wars, but preparing for tomorrow's. Doctrine and strategy. How Spain uses its power. Hardware means little without strategy. Spain's doctrine revolves around three pillars. Collective defense. Through NATO, Spain contributes to Europe's defense, whether patrolling the Baltic skies or deploying troops to Eastern Europe. Expeditionary operations. Spain prioritizes rapid deployment to Africa, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean. This protects Spanish trade routes, prevents instability, and demonstrates power projection. Homeland security. Spain defends its mainland islands, Canaries, Balearics, and North African enclaves, Ceuta, Melilla. Rapid reaction units are trained to reinforce these hotspots if needed. This triad ensures Spain's armed forces are relevant locally, regionally, and globally. Challenges to power. Despite modernization, Spain faces challenges. Budget constraints. Defense spending remains below NATO's 2% GDP target, though rising. Procurement is sometimes slowed by politics. Aging equipment. F/A-18 Hornets and some armored vehicles need replacement. Manpower. Like much of Europe, Spain must compete for recruits in an aging society. But modernization pipelines are steady, and Spain leverages quality over quantity. The tools as symbols. Spain's tools of power are more than weapons. They are symbols of its return. The Leopard 2E is not just a tank, it is a statement that Spain can fight alongside NATO's best. The Juan Carlos I is not just a ship, it is a floating message that Spain can project power overseas. The Eurofighter is not just a jet, it is a sign that Spain belongs in Europe's technological elite. Together, these tools show a country that once faded into silence but now speaks again, not in words but in capability. The industrial arm. Spain's military rise is underpinned by its industry. Navantia, the state-owned shipbuilder, is world-class. It designed and built the Juan Carlos I frigates for Spain, destroyers for Australia, and ships for Norway. Each export is not just money, it's influence. Nations buying Spanish ships are building ties with Madrid. Airbus Defence and Space operates in Spain, producing parts of the A400M and satellites. This integrates Spain into Europe's aerospace network.
So far, this has been really, really interesting. I came into this, I started watching this video thinking we'll be mostly talking about tanks and fighter jets, but it's so clear that modern military power is much more broader than that. Cyber, drones, space, and strong defense industry all play a huge role. I'm really interested in this video. Let's see where this documentary goes from here.
Ensuring it has a voice in continental defense planning. Santa Barbara Sistemas produces armored vehicles like the Ascod, the Pizarro in Spanish service. Its designs have been exported to Austria and the UK. This matters. In modern geopolitics, the ability to build and export defense systems is as powerful as fielding them. Spain isn't just importing, it's producing, innovating, and exporting. And as Europe seeks defense autonomy, Spain is positioning itself as one of the continent's defense workshops. The Mediterranean and beyond. Spain's strategic environment is both opportunity and challenge. To the north, Europe is peaceful but demands NATO commitments. Spain contributes to Baltic air policing, NATO's enhanced forward presence, and EU battle groups. To the south, however, lies the real test. Across the Strait of Gibraltar, just 14 kilometers away, lies North Africa. Morocco, Algeria, and the volatile Sahel are close neighbors. Spain's enclaves, Ceuta and Melilla, are tiny but symbolic outposts, potential flashpoints if relations sour. Further east lies the Mediterranean. Turkey, Greece, Egypt, and Israel all jockey for influence. Energy exploration, territorial disputes, and naval patrols turn the Med into a chessboard. Spain plays cautiously, but it plays. And to the Atlantic, Spain maintains influence over the Canary Islands, vital bases that extend its maritime reach into Africa and toward the Americas. Spain's military isn't global in the sense of the US Navy, but it is regional global. Strong in its home waters, capable of reaching into Africa and present in NATO's broader missions. Missions and prestige. Since the 1990s, Spanish troops have deployed worldwide. In the Balkans, they patrolled villages scarred by ethnic war. In Afghanistan, they trained Afghan forces and fought insurgents. In Iraq, they participated in stabilization efforts. Off the coast of Somalia, Spanish frigates hunted pirates threatening international trade. Each mission brought prestige. Spanish soldiers earned reputations as disciplined, adaptable, and cooperative. Commanders praised their professionalism. Allies respected their reliability. And Spain built a narrative. It was not just consuming NATO's protection. It was providing it. Humanitarian missions added another layer. When earthquakes struck, Spanish engineers built camps. When floods came, Spanish helicopters lifted survivors. Military power wasn't just about war. It was about service, and Spain used it to build soft power, politics and ambition. Spain's politics are often divided, left and right, regional and national. But on defense, a consensus has emerged. Spain must contribute to European security. Madrid positions itself as a bridge between Europe and Latin America, between NATO and the Mediterranean. Its language and culture extend into the Americas, giving it diplomatic reach that few European nations can match. Spain doesn't seek to dominate Europe, but it seeks to matter in Europe, to be part of defense initiatives, to shape EU security, and to ensure its voice counts in NATO councils. This ambition is measured but real. Spain wants to be recognized as one of Europe's pillars of defense, not on par with the US but alongside France, Germany, and the UK. Challenges. Yet challenges remain. Budget. Spain still spends less than NATO's 2% target on defense. While modernization continues, budgets limit ambition. Politics. Governments shift, slowing procurement. Defense projects often get tied up in debates. Recruitment. Like much of Europe, Spain faces demographic challenges. An aging society means fewer young recruits. But each challenge has a counter. Budgets are rising, procurement pipelines are maturing, and recruitment campaigns target not just numbers but quality. Spain knows it cannot field the largest military, but it can field one of the most professional. The future. Looking ahead, Spain's trajectory is clear. By 2030, its submarine fleet will be complete, its Eurofighters upgraded, and its navy strengthened. By 2040, the FCS will give it sixth-generation air power. By 2050, Spain could command a force that is fully networked, drone-augmented, and capable of projecting power across Africa and the Atlantic. Spain won't rival the US or China, but it will be a regional global power, decisive in Europe, influential in Africa, and relevant worldwide. The silent rise. Spain's rise is not loud. It is not boastful. It is steady. From empire to isolation, from dictatorship to democracy, Spain has rebuilt. Its armed forces are modern, professional, and respected. Its industry exports globally. Its navy sails confidently. Its air force patrols skies across Europe. Its army stands ready. This is not conquest. It is credibility. Not aggression. Relevance. Spain once ruled the world. Today it doesn't seek empire, but it seeks to matter. And in the 21st century, that is how superpowers rise. The sun may have set on the Spanish Empire, but on the Spanish armed forces, the sun is rising again.
What a video. So much pride. So interesting. Spain's rise isn't boastful. It's steady. So interesting. I think what this documentary has shown really well is that military strength is not just measured by the size of an army, but long term planning, technology, reliable partnerships, a strong defense industry, and knowing your strategic role. And whether someone agrees with every point or not, it's really clear that Spain has made a deliberate effort to rebuild its military over the past few decades. And I'm so glad I learned about that. I really enjoyed watching this video. If you're from Spain, I really want to hear your perspective. Do you think this documentary accurately represents Spain's military today, or is there something important it left out? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you want to continue watching more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications. Until next time, bye guys.